नमस्कार, वेलकम बैक। यू वाचिंग इनसाइड टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास। हम बात कर रहे थे अर्चना पांडा जी से। आम आदमी पार्टी के मुख्यमंत्री ने जिस तरह से धरना दिया और जो हालात राजनीतिक पटल पर भारत में बने हैं उनके बारे में, और जो क्रम होता है बातचीत का, उसको लेके जब हम आगे बढ़ने वाले हैं डॉक्टर नरेंद्र कुकर की तरफ, उससे पहले हम चर्चा कर रहे थे एक ऐसे कलाकार की जिन्हें हमने कल खो दिया। उनके प्रति श्रद्धांजलि के साथ में लेट अस take a look at this short conversation with a great artist from India, Akkineni Nageshwar Rao ji. And remember, when I was talking to him, he was near 89, 90, but he was totally alert and very inspiring figure. Here are the glimpses of my conversation with ANR.
We think of you with Dada Saheb Phalke Award, with Padma Vibhushan, with Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and so many awards.
ANR, the doyen of Telugu film industry in southern India, is a film actor, producer, studio owner, industrialist, rolled into one. Above all, he's a fine gentleman with exemplary qualities worth emulating.
I would request you to remember with us the days when you started off your journey towards acting on stage.
My journey is a story which can be taken by picture. I think some of them here, they know my journey, but few of you may not know, isn't it? You are from Rajasthan, so that I may be very new, a newcomer in the film industry from your point of view. I'm ninth child of the farmer's family where there is no education. To whole my family, there is no education. Even my mother and father can't sign the signature. My brothers hardly sign the signature with mistakes. I'm the one who can sign the signature properly. That is the background of mine. And then, because I have no property, totally I had 3,000 rupees worth of money for my share, so that my father died early of my 3 years, and so my mother took management of me. And she thought that because there is no educational background, I may not be fit for the education. If she spends that 3,000 rupees total property of mine, I may not be anybody by education, because it won't be sufficient just at least to finish BA or BCom or BSc. So that she stopped my education at my 4th class itself, where they don't even teach ABCD in Telugu only. At this stage, in the devotional songs and bhajans, and the kolatams in Telugu, I used to jump and dance, do something in the fine arts, which I don't know. My mother recognized, and I started playing in the theater as a girl. Because I had no sisters, my mother took a fancy over my being a girl on the stage. She felt that as if I am a girl. And she used to decorate me as a girl. I used to do all the work which girls do for a mother, I used to do. At this stage, she thought it may be a theater, may be a livelihood of mine, she thought. She asked me to join in the theater. That's how I started my career. As a girl with a frock, I started. I grew on the stage from my 9th year to 19th year as a heroine. So I am popular as a heroine. When I started with the foreigners at the time, when I grew for 10 years, I became a heroine. I used to take 5 rupees for a play. At that stage, one gentleman who is a producer of Telugu films saw me in a Vijayawada platform, took me to the Madras for a Rama's role. That's the first play where I played male's character. I had my troubles. I used to have my diction as a girl. Even a voice is like that. But I had many struggles, and by fourth year, just my voice became a male voice and started playing heroes' roles.
He worked very hard to train himself in several disciplines. The roles varied.
So that was part of my conversation with the A&R, and how he evolved as an artist is amazing. When you sit with him and you feel the kind of creative vision and commitment that he shared with people around him till 90. A great individual. He left us yesterday. And we now move towards the other area of life which connects us with politics and how politics affects day-to-day life. How politics affects day-to-day life is what keeps politicians on the top of their performance. And they promise to solve the problems. But now the method that has been seen by us in recent times, adopted by Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. Talking about that, I have on phone Dr. Narendra Kukar. Dr. साहब आपका स्वागत है.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, भैया.
तो पहले हम दिल्ली की गर्मा गर्म बातों की तरफ बढ़ने से पहले न्यूयॉर्क की बात करें. आप लॉन्ग आइलैंड में रहते हैं, वहाँ पर अब कैसा है बर्फ़ और मौसम को देखते हुए सड़कों का जो नज़ारा है वो?
All the roads are clean. All the non-road area has 6 to 7 inches of snow on it still. And otherwise, yes, the traffic seems to be moving pretty well.
तो जो बर्फ़ रहता है सड़कों पर तो थोड़ा रोड स्लिपरी रहते हैं. इसी तरह का मुझे लगता है कुछ सिस्टम पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के लिए इंडिया में अभी है, क्योंकि कुछ स्लिपरी है. कौन सा डिसीजन किस करवट बैठ जाए पार्टी के लिए आने वाले चुनाव में. कीपिंग दैट इन माइंड, डॉक्टर कुकर, हाउ वुड यू रेट द डिसीजन ऑफ कांग्रेस to stand by Aam Aadmi Party in spite of openly expressing their dissatisfaction, unhappiness, as well as total disappointment from the way Aam Aadmi Party is working. So your comments about Congress stand? जी.
Ashok, I do not know, but on the roads here, it is slippery by nature. The politicians in India are intentionally slippery by habit. So there's a little bit of a difference. Both are slippery, but for different reasons. I do not know in terms of Congress favoring Aam Aadmi, but before I get on to that, one will have to give really a credit to the electorate of Delhi to elect a new party, give them the chance to form a government after waiting for close to 40 to 50 years and trying a particular party, be it Congress or anyone. So,
Let me interrupt you slightly here, Dr. Kud. पब्लिक ने जो अपना मत दिया उसके हिसाब से आम आदमी पार्टी को उन्होंने टोटल मेजॉरिटी नहीं दी. So they had to join hands with Congress to form the government.
You know, as I, Ashok, it's just like saying if you take an exam, you want to stand first and you want to score 90% out of 100%. We have to give credit to the party and to their people of Aam Aadmi that coming from nowhere, that they have been able to score such a large victory, and so many of them have been elected. And the credit really goes to the population of Delhi, who said it's time to give a chance to somebody else who hopefully can do something better.
And also, going slightly on the tangent of this, media has given so much prominence to Aam Aadmi Party, its activities, and then they also probably have some kind of successful formula which helps them in drawing attention of media towards whatever they do. So, your comments on the relationship of media with the Aam Aadmi Party?
You know, you are in the media, so when I make these remarks, please, they're not meant for you, against you. Media's job is really to have something interesting that the public will be interested in hearing. And even as such, when somebody comes, new kid on the block, and especially with their strength, they deserve that importance, they deserve that recognition by the media. And media will certainly be appropriate in covering them and their work, good and the bad. The trouble only starts when media covers something selectively. Then
Right.
the media doesn't do its job. And
No.
unfortunately, that is mostly the case with the Indian media. Whosoever is in power, they are favorable to them. Whosoever is against, not in power, they have different viewpoint.
So I'll come back to Aam Aadmi Party. Let me just quickly mention that recently a very important event was organized at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and it was not a government event. It was organized by NDTV. So again, the media working with government and not with any official. There is a direct, let us say, working with the president himself, because all these 25 living legends who were chosen by NDTV's Pranav Roy, they were honored by President of India, none other than President of India, but they were chosen not by government machinery or bureaucrats or politicians. They were selected by NDTV, to be honest. So this kind of thing also I haven't seen earlier happening in India, because either government used to favor Doordarshan, which was government media, and so this was just a comment. But of course, amongst those 25 living legends, one was Amartya Sen, also Nobel laureate, who I got the opportunity of talking in New York. So we'll be sharing that conversation in coming few days with our viewers here. I wanted to come back towards media and Somnath Bharti, Law Minister of Aam Aadmi Party. So people have said that Aam Aadmi Party people, wherever they go, instead of calling police if it is required, they call media first. Do you agree with that? And especially with reference to Somnath Bharti having raided a certain area in Delhi?
You know, having said that, first of all, there's a big difference between governance and being a worker out there trying to get the votes out. When you become a chief minister of Delhi, your responsibility is to all citizens of Delhi, millions of them. So if you say that I'm going to drive my own car, I'm going to park my car, I'm going to spend all that time to do everything, you're really not doing your duty. Your duty is to take care and run a team, and the team has to do the work rather than you wasting time on useless things. It's just like saying if I were to become a chairman or a CEO of a hospital and I were to say, no, I'm going to start the IV, I'm going to change the bandage of this patient. My job is to take care of the whole hospital, all the patients, not just one thing. So I think that is where he's wrong. He has to get off his high horse of simplicity and get on to the thing that the things have changed. Now he is the CEO. In terms of Somnath going and raiding a house or taking the media in there, I think that's vigilante. No good. No good for law and order. No good for as an example. Their job is to make sure of the Aam Aadmi Party, since they're in power, that the law and order has to be respected. If they don't respect law and order, how can they expect the Delhi citizens to follow law and order?
So, very briefly, Dr. Kukar, recently there was a protest by Baba Ramdev ji, and then on the charges that Section 144 was broken, he was arrested and there was lathi charge, etc. And some people say that the way this dharna was organized by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, the Dara 144, I don't know much about that, but that was broken. So, but no action was taken against him. Do you see something strange happening here?
Does that surprise you, or should it surprise anybody in India or partly half of the world? If you are in power, you can get away with a lot of things, and I'm not surprised. The sad part is that the advisors of Kejriwal are not doing their job. Their job is to advise him. A king cannot know everything. A CEO cannot know everything. It is his advisors. So his advisors are not doing a good job. So I will have to say he has to choose some better advisors, accompanied by people who will tell him what is the right way to govern. And that's what I'll say. It may be more easy for me to give a sermon from here. But yes, a lot of maturity is required. He's a highly educated man. He knows how to work, but I do not know whether he knows how to govern.
That is a question everybody is raising, and in one program, Kiran Bedi also said that there are three, she used three words: vision, television, and illusion. So, of course, she was talking about the vision of Narendra Modi and mentioning that Aam Aadmi Party is after television, that is media, and she considered a kind of illusionment for the Congress. But those were views of Kiran Bedi. Coming back to you very quickly, how do you see this recent development is going to play for Aam Aadmi Party in the upcoming election? Many people have openly criticized people who earlier forcefully supported Aam Aadmi Party, having seen, if we call it drama of a kind or the method that they adopted. Now people are changing their opinion. How do you see Aam Aadmi Party in the context of this recent development as national party?
I look at it like an internship in a big company. So Aam Aadmi has gotten a wonderful chance to govern for some time till the general elections are there, and it will depend how they perform, how they govern. So their success or failure will depend upon how they govern in the coming few months. If they govern the way they are from the back of their hip pocket, well, then that will be a sad thing. But there is the need for a radicalism in a good sense, where you need to get away from the stale parties and say, time to move, time to change, and time to bring some new faces who mean business in a good sense. But they need to know how to govern. None of them had any chance to govern. They may be great workers, but not good governors.
So taking a cue from the word change, you said there is a need of change, and somehow now looks like there is a need of change right here also. As I thank you for joining me and sharing all these valuable thoughts, we will take a short break now and we'll be right back with Insight.
Thanks, Ashok. It was good to talk to you.